Welcome back to our channel where books come to life. Today we're diving into the world of one of literature's most iconic heroines, Jane Eyre. So if you're ready to embark on a journey filled with love, loss, and the indomitable spirit of one extraordinary young woman, then let's get started. Gather round, dear friends, for we are about to tell a tale of a lonely orphan named Jane Eyre who lived in the dreary days of yore. Picture this: a gloomy mansion shrouded in mystery, and a haunting melody echoing through its halls. Our story kicks off with Jane, a spirited girl grappling with the cruel taunts of her aunt and cousins, the Reeds, who treat her like a lowly servant. But her luck takes a turn when she's sent to live with her uncle, Mr. Eyre. Oh, how he spoils her with kindness, showering her with affection and sweet treats. Sadly, her joy is short-lived as Mr. Eyre suddenly passes away. And when her aunt and cousins come to collect her inheritance, things go terribly wrong. Jane is unjustly accused of stealing money and is thrown into a dark room, the same one where her uncle breathed his last. This unjust treatment stirs a rebellious spirit within her, and when her aunt and cousins arrive to take her on a visit, Jane boldly confronts them, calling out their hypocrisy. In response, they devise a wicked plan to send her away. At age 10, Jane is packed off to Lowood Institution for Girls, a bleak boarding school where she faces harsh treatment from the teachers and struggles through meager meals and cold dormitories. But amidst the gloom, she finds solace in the company of Helen Burns, a fellow student who becomes her close friend. Together they endure the hardships of Lowood until one day Helen falls ill with tuberculosis and passes away. Heartbroken yet determined to honor her friend's memory, Jane pushes through her grief, dedicating herself to her studies and eventually becoming a teacher herself. As the years go by, Lowood transforms under the leadership of a compassionate woman named Miss Temple. With a kind heart and gentle touch, Miss Temple brings light into the lives of the students, nurturing their minds and souls. Jane thrives under her guidance, blossoming into a thoughtful and principled young woman. Eventually, Jane decides to seek a new chapter in her life and embarks on a journey to find a position as a governess. Her search leads her to Thornfield Hall, a grand estate owned by the enigmatic Mr. Rochester. Intrigued by the prospect of a fresh start, Jane eagerly accepts the role of governess to Adele Varens, a young French girl living at Thornfield. Little does she know that her path is about to intertwine with that of Mr. Rochester in ways she could never have imagined. As Jane settles into her role at Thornfield, she finds herself drawn to the enigmatic Mr. Rochester. Their evenings are filled with deep conversations by the warm glow of candles, exploring topics that ignite both passion and controversy. Jane senses a profound connection with him, feeling seen and appreciated for her intelligence and spirit. However, Thornfield Hall is not without its secrets. Strange occurrences such as laughter echoing through empty halls and a fire breaking out in the middle of the night add an eerie atmosphere to the estate. These mysteries only deepen Jane's fascination with her employer, and she finds herself growing more determined to uncover the truth behind them. Yet amidst the intrigue, Jane and Mr. Rochester's bond grows stronger. He challenges her perspectives, engaging her in lively debates that push her intellect to new heights. Their shared moments of laughter and intellectual discourse create a unique connection that sets them apart from any other relationship Jane has experienced before. However, the revelation of Mr. Rochester's hidden past threatens to shatter the world they've built together. On the eve of their wedding, Jane learns that Mr. Rochester was previously married to a woman named Bertha Mason. Though she resides in the attic of Thornfield, driven by a need for honesty and transparency in their relationship, Jane confronts him with this knowledge, demanding the truth. Mr. Rochester, torn between his love for Jane and his duty to be truthful, reveals the full extent of his past. He explains that Bertha, who suffered from mental illness, had been confined to the attic for years due to her erratic behavior. The revelation of his secret marriage leaves Jane devastated. Torn between her love for Mr. Rochester and her strong sense of morality, she grapples with the decision of whether or not she can accept his proposal. Unable to reconcile her beliefs with the secrecy surrounding Mr. Rochester's past, Jane makes the agonizing decision to end their engagement and leave Thornfield Hall. Despite her heart being torn, she chooses to walk away, driven by her principles and a desire for a life rooted in honesty and integrity. Heartbroken and disillusioned, Jane finds herself wandering the desolate moors in the dead of night, lost and without a clear direction. As the harsh elements buffet her weakened body, she slowly succumbs to exhaustion and despair. Just when all hope seems lost, she is discovered by a group of kindly people who take her in and offer her shelter. Among them is a clergyman named St. John Rivers, who nurses her back to health with his brother and sister. As Jane recovers from her physical and emotional ordeal, she begins to feel a sense of connection with the Rivers family, particularly with St. John. Over time, she learns that the siblings are actually her cousins, and that she has inherited a significant fortune from a distant relative. With her newfound financial security, Jane feels a sense of empowerment and independence, allowing her to consider her future with more clarity. St. John, driven by his deep sense of religious duty, proposes marriage to Jane, believing that they could work together as missionaries in India. He sees in her a kindred spirit with whom he could share his calling and make a difference in the lives of others. However, Jane finds herself unable to reciprocate his feelings. Though she admires St. John's dedication and compassion, she realizes that love and mutual affection are essential for a fulfilling partnership. Unable to accept his proposal, Jane chooses to remain unmarried and continues to live with the Rivers family. Haunted by memories of Mr. Rochester and yearning for a deeper connection, Jane finds it difficult to settle into her life at the parsonage. The thought of Mr. Rochester and his troubled past continues to occupy her thoughts. Unable to shake off these feelings, Jane embarks on a journey back to Thornfield, driven by the hope of finding answers and closure. Upon her arrival, she is shocked to discover that Thornfield has fallen into disrepair. The once grand estate is now a shadow of its former self, consumed by neglect and ruin. As Jane explores the grounds, she comes across a nearby cottage called Ferndean, where she learns that Mr. Rochester has been residing. With renewed determination, Jane sets out to find him, hoping to reconnect and perhaps find a resolution to the mysteries that have lingered since her departure. The tale of Jane Eyre is one that has captivated hearts for generations. It's a story of resilience, self-discovery, and the triumph of love over adversity. Through Jane's journey, we witness the power of the human spirit to endure even in the face of great challenges. If you're eager to dive into more tales of love, loss, and self-discovery, we've got the perfect recommendation for you. Next up is another timeless classic that explores the depths of human emotion and the complexities of relationships. Join us on this next adventure as we continue to bring you stories that touch the soul and ignite the imagination. So stay tuned, because the journey doesn't end here. There are more literary gems waiting to be uncovered. But for now, let's reflect on the enduring legacy of Jane Eyre. This iconic novel has left an indelible mark on literature and in our hearts. The story of Jane and Emma Rochester continues to resonate with readers around the world, reminding us of the importance of pursuing our dreams, embracing our individuality, and fighting for what we believe in. So as we bring this video to a close, we encourage you to keep the spirit of Jane Eyre alive. Embrace your unique qualities, stand up for what you believe in, and never give up on love and happiness. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the enchanting world of Jane Eyre. We've explored the highs and lows of Jane's journey toward self-discovery and love with her. Until next time, happy reading, and may the lessons from this timeless classic continue to inspire you.